Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's Rufi Star here, and today I'm going to review One Piece chapter 978 titled Introducing the Tobi Roppo. The first thing I want to say before starting the review is what an absolute hype chapter yet again. As the title suggests, the main highlight of this chapter are the Tobi Roppos and their introduction part. But let's talk about everything we got to witness in this chapter in the order. The cover story. This time we see Lola's crew member thanking Capone and Goatee for saving their captain's life. So I think the cover story of Beach and his family will soon be ending because the main goal of finding Lola has been completed. Anyways, we start the chapter with Law's submarine diving right through the sea. Last chapter, Law added one important thing in the plan discussed by Kinemon, about him and the samurais taking the direction through the sea and reaching the back point of the island where Kaido's mansion is located. So he strictly is following his plans, and the samurais on board are Okiku, Raizo, Asura, Kawamatsu, and even though we didn't see Inu, I'm pretty sure he is with them because in the last chapter he said Sicilian to command the Minks in his behalf. Now to the next panel. We see the rest of the rebellions straightly making their way through the seas, which is incorporated by the mountains in between. And we also see the snowfall, indicating that they are finally close to the actual island and the mansion itself. In that course of time, we see the Minks, Hyogoro, and some of the Straw Hats including Zoro, Robin, Brook, Usopp, and even Carrot being extra cautious as they might get a surprise attack at any time. To the next panel, we move to Kinemon. As said in the last chapter that he would be leading the troops, he and Denjiro joins to confront Kaido straight on. And as we saw in those previous chapters, Kinemon clearly always seemed to have become more and more determined, and even in this chapter is exactly the same without any smirk of disparity in his face. But Denjiro yet again is showing his true nature and personal trait, like being the extra careful and thoughtful one like he was in those days. Now, let's move to the part where everything starts to become very juicy. We finally get the inside shots of Onigashima and the very front part of the Skull Mountain, and it was absolutely stunning and beautiful with Japanese theme running into it. One simple word to explain it is amazing. Now on that note, the art on this chapter was really good with the use of great details throughout the chapter. Oda definitely put some extra effort for us to enjoy despite of the breaks happening. Moving on, we see Usopp getting some sign as he quickly dispatches some soldiers from their side to make the advancing charge smoother with his technique named Midori Bossy Nemu Rizo. And in the next panel, we see Luffy explaining the course of how they are going to charge in to Jinbei. And Jinbei, being the experienced one, quickly gets the majority of their plan and even warns Luffy about how this massive advancement charge might alert the enemy and affect the overall plan. To the next panel, we see a surprising move from Kinemon and Co as they start to sink their ship to the sea, as he explains the reason to be simply because they do not need ships to return back. Now, this statement from Kinemon kind of raises some questions. What exactly is he trying to say to us that they do not need it afterwards? Is Onigashima itself a ship, or because we know that there is a ship which is also an island in itself, that being the Thriller Bark, so it's entirely not impossible? Or is there anything mysterious hidden truth about Onigashima that we still do not know? Anyways, the other main thing this action and statement of Kinemon shows us is pure unwavering resolve. They are dead on the fact that there is no turning back and they need to do whatever they can to avenge Odin and Wano itself, which at end means they are ready to die with honor while facing a Yonko. Now quickly getting onto the Straw Hats, Usopp and Chopper as always are cowering over the fact that they might not be able to run away if anything happened to the Sunny. And of course, hearing that, Frankie instantly gets triggered because this is his ship of dreams and his best creation he has ever created. So they get into a very funny situation, which is later balanced out by Jinbei as he talks sensibly and positively about being able to hide some ships at least. Moving on, the most interesting thing in this chapter in my opinion was Kinemon taking full advantage of his devil fruit. He basically turns everyone into the soldiers of the Beast Pirates by simply making their clothes to be exactly like what the soldiers of Beast Pirates actually wear. Honestly, I didn't expect Kinemon to make this smart move right now, but when you actually think about it, Kinemon also did disguise himself as Doflamingo back in Dressrosa. So right now, considering the disadvantage that they have against a Yonko, I think this is the best option to go with. Anyways, the first major group we see with these badass outfits are the Kid Pirates. More specifically, Kid and his three commanders, Killer, Wire and Head. I think up to this point it's clear that these guys are the top fighters from his crew because they are only the known members and the ones who are shown most frequently. Now again coming back to Kid. Kid looks absolutely perfect in the outfit, like I would even go as far as to say that he looks like a commander of the Beast Pirates, like seriously. And after the Kid Pirates, we move on to the Straw Hats. And oh man, aren't they looking badass. Without any doubts, that's a 10 out of 10 panel for me. And the main highlight from them, of course, was our beautiful and sexy Nami, who looks stunning, just stunning. Honestly, that look alone makes her like she is one of the 6 headliners. Like I'm not even joking. And Chopper with his cute little horn looks like an adorable little monster filled with coolness. Now let's straightly move to the banquet. We see the Beast Pirates in full party mode with some background entertainment going on with full force, like the Dragon Dance which is famously performed in the festivals, the melodious instruments playing on and on. And of course the real party enhancer, the DJ Apu. As to be expected from him, he's being the main sound behind the party and he totally seems to enjoy it. Moving on, we see Queen dancing and enjoying with full swing while also introducing the members of the Beast Pirates going by the ranks or simply asking them about the excitement levels for this evening. First, calls the waiters who are the ones on waiting, basically meaning to get their smile food and the ability. Next, one, the pleasures, who have already eaten the smile but weren't blessed by its powers, and the third party, gifters, who are the ones blessed by the smile and been granted the abilities of it. Now on that note, we are introduced to a new group among the Beast Pirates who are known as the Shinochi, the elite gifters, simply meaning the top gifters who are superior to the other ones, just like the headliners and the Tobi Roppos. And speaking about the Tobi Roppo, Queen calls for them after he calls out the Shinochi, but the Tobi Roppo completely ignore his call, which kind of frustrates Queen as he calls them jokester. Moving on, Queen calls out 3 remaining groups, the Nummus, the Oniwawan of Orochi's crew, who have accompanied Orochi to the castle, and the last but not the least, the Big Mom Pirates. Now it seems that Kanjuro hasn't yet informed or reached Onigashima because Orochi seems to be completely carefree. But the other way you can put this is Kanjuro straightly went towards Kaido instead of Orochi, as he's the main boss and he also wants Momonosuke. Now moving on to the most awaited moment for this chapter, the revelation of the Tobi Roppos or the Flying 6 members of the Beast Pirates. The 6 members' names are Black Maria, Sasaki, Uruti, Who's Who, definitely the most striking name out of all and also the most hilarious one, and the last 2 of course, X-Drake and Page 1. Now without any doubt they all look so cool and amazing, especially Page 1 and Black Maria look cooler and very stunning. Oda definitely put out so much in the design of these characters and I have to say, I am very much satisfied. Now, we only were introduced to them, so we do not know their devil fruits except X-Drake and Page 1 obviously, or we also do not know their bounty. And up to now you guys might know that I absolutely love predicting bounties. So I will also be predicting these 6 members' bounty, so do look forward to that video. Now let's talk about their brief conversation between each other. From what we see, these 6 guys definitely do not get along with each other as they are constantly shown to have arguments and create tensions between each other. Each and everyone has their own problem and concerns and they do not like the other one jumping on them. Exactly the opposite of what Big Mom Pirates are. But I'm not going to lie, I like this kind of group more than the organized one as they just intrigue me so much. Anyways, I want to pinpoint one particular conversation where Who's Who questions about who would be the new commander if Queen were to die, which is answered by Black Maria, to be what I assume to be Who's Who only, as he asked the question to the others. But many people are saying that it was said to extract because the speech bubble was directed towards extract. But I don't think it was said to extract because, as seen on the panel, he was clearly just irritated for being there, as he even later said that why they had to wait there. Still, I would say it's 50-50 chance of being said to extract or who's who because it's not made very clear. I guess we have to wait for the official chapter so we can confirm it. So that was the chapter review. I personally really enjoyed it. The art, the reveal of the Tobi Roppo, the design, the straw hats and the Kid Pirate's disguise were really epic in my opinion. Definitely a satisfying chapter after the break. Now there's also sad news I'm hearing on that there is going to be another break next week, which totally sucks by the way. But what can we do about it, right? Anyways, I'm hoping the next chapter to be also fire like this one.